The Luna Blaster is a weapon for buff chads who are hung like a horse, because if you're using this, you clearly have nothing to compensate for. It has the shortest range in the entire game. Shorter than the sploosh, even shorter than the brushes. Having lack of range gives you a lack of options on who you can attack and when. You get outranged by everything, literally everything. Also, having short range and by nature of being a blaster gives you zero painting ability. You'll go to paint the floor and it just like doesn't. Your lack of paint will cause you lots of pain. And not being very painty limits your movement and map control options, not to mention on some maps the Luna Blaster is just straight up at a huge disadvantage. Which means in order to have good swimming movement around the map so you can get into position, you'll just have to rely on your teammates. I'm sorry, I couldn't get through that sentence with a straight face. But yeah, if your teammates can't paint, you're boned! Anyways, this weapon potentially has a super fast kill time, but lots of the time it actually is one of the slower ones, especially compared to other Slayer weapons. That's because if you don't get a one-hit KO with a direct shot, that often gives people enough time to run away or turn and counterattack. This leaves the Luna as the emperor of trades. You're gonna have more trades than Shaq. And if blasters are vampires, then ink armor is garlic and steak. A garlic steak sounds pretty tasty right now. Anyways, if you're fighting someone with ink armor, you lose. That's it. And armor's never getting nerfed, and every team runs 1 or 2 ink armor for double protection, and there's like a 2 condoms joke somewhere in there. So I keep getting messages from this chick who says I need to get to know her better. I think her name is, AIM? But I'm gonna leave her on red because I'm playing the Luna. You aim once, that's a kill. You miss twice, that's still a kill, baby! You ain't gotta text back aim, you can ghost her like you're about to ghost your enemies, because when picking the Luna Blaster, it just gets kills! Hitting a direct gives you one of the fastest kill times in the entire game. With the Luna, your enemies are gonna be like my paycheck every time a new Fire Emblem amiibo gets announced. There 1 second, gone the next.
Fastest man alive.
Which might explain why you can't get a date.
But I suck at getting directs, I hear you say. Well, first of all, wash your hands. Second of all, don't even worry about it. The Luna is an easy 1-hit KO and an easy 2-hit KO. Just keep holding the trigger down and sort of predict where your target's gonna go, and that's it. The Luna's blast covers such a wide area that it's easy to get a quick 2-shot kill. Plus your foe might get stuck in your ink after the first shot, so they'll have nowhere to run for the second. Are you playing tower control and having trouble hitting people around the tower? Just use the Luna, stand next to the tower, and point up. Guaranteed kills. The weapon is tower control easy mode, just like in Splatoon 1. And if there already wasn't enough bullshit already in this game, the Luna can also get kills on places people normally call safe, like behind walls and even spots on platforms that most weapons can't normally hit. Why? Because Luna says, fuck you, that's why.
Night and day, I feel empty and lonely. You get me out of this. Give me one kick.
The key to being good with the Luna Blaster is taking advice from the legend himself. You need to hit your targets
Directly?
You got super short range, but a fast kill time, so you gotta rush in, close the gap, and hop on your enemies like stupid on COVID protesters. Playing non-aggressive ain't gonna work with the Luna. You don't have the range or paint abilities or support skills to prioritize doing anything else besides getting kills. You gotta be all up on the other team's coochie and play this weapon like you're someone who defends Xenoblade 2. Very annoying. Keep throwing yourself at the enemy, getting kills, sometimes trades, and jump back in there after you respawn. If your first shot isn't a direct, quickly predict where they're gonna go next and aim slightly over there. You gotta constantly be all over your enemies like sardine oil on your millionaire husband's dead body before you feed him to your tigers.
Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked her. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Fed them, the tigers, they snapped it. What's happening? Carol Baskin.
Also, flanking using stealth are good options. You can wait for your opponents to get close and then strike. Or on the other hand, everyone expects you to be hiding in your own ink, but no one, at least before this video, expects you to be hiding in plain sight. With all blasters, it's all about positioning. You want your enemies to be right in prime blaster range, so that even if you miss a direct, you're still doing damage and covering the ground under their feet, so it's hard for them to escape from a second shot. Luckily with the Luna, it's easy to know where it is since it's right in front of you, but you still need to give it a little bit of distance. If they're too close, you'll either need to land a direct, or you'll do no damage. Keep your targets between here, 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 and here. But even though you can still get kills with indirect shots, don't fall into the beginner's trap of not aiming at all with the Luna. The indirect range is pretty big, but but not as big as it feels like in the training area. And while directs have a fast kill time, indirects, not so much. Also, keep your feet on the ground when you're shooting, unless you're dodging and you can consistently hit directs. Blaster's shots do weird stuff when you're in the air. Splatoon 1 was all about hop and pop, but in Splatoon 2 it's more about shot and squat, I don't know. But if you're constantly jumping around like Kermit on Molly, then the Luna might turn to a 3-shot kill, oddly enough. Use any Luna you like, as long as you don't like the Neo, which is really, well, it wouldn't be my first choice. Original Lunas are probably the best one, and also is the most versatile one. Splat bombs are amazing and have never been nerfed, thank God. Use them to attack foes beyond your Lunar range. If someone only takes a little bit of damage from a splat bomb, you can use the classic Bombo Wombo combo and follow up with an attack from your blaster, and an indirect shot should be enough to finish them off. But not always, strangely enough. But most of the time, but not always. But pretty much always, but not really always. But probably, but sometimes not. And while you're attacking up close and you're ever in over your head, you can activate a panic baller and turn the tables on your opponents. You can also preemptively baller into enemy territory, then wreck shop with your Luna now that you're within range. The Neo is, it's okay. It can work in splat zones. Ink mines are a big ol' what the feck on a weapon like the Luna, but you can lay down mines in the zone or near where people would approach the zone to tag them up and paint a little bit. And with the suction bomb launcher, you can use it to paint a much larger area than the Luna can paint on its own, and also toss suck bombs towards the other team's spawn to prevent them from approaching the objective. The Kensa Luna, or Kluna? Never mind. The Kensa Luna is also a great alternative. With the fizzy bombs, you can surf through the soda path it leaves behind for movement options, or if during a match you don't know what to do, or you don't have a path to swim towards the other team, you can just hang out and chuck fully charged fizzy bombs and wait for something to happen, or throw them out as a distraction, I don't know. And like the suction bomb launcher on the Neo, the Kensa Luna's Ink Storm can paint the map way better than the Luna can on its own.
Don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's the time to let me go.
All you really need for this blaster is the original bread and butter Slayer gear combo. Come back as your hat ability and stack however much quick respawn as you can get. Since the Luna has such short range and is a Slayer, you need to be able to throw yourself back into the battle ASAP, especially if you died without taking someone with you. If you're planning on super jumping often in enemy territory, you can also put on some stealth jump on your feet to potentially hide where you're going to land. A little bit of swim speed is always good. Luna can have little swim speed, as a treat. If you're using the original Moon Blaster, then the Ink Saver's sub can be good for throwing more splat bombs out to attack people outside of blaster range. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Anyway, here's the moon.